All right.
Okay, as most of you were wondering, my topic for this speech is northern flying squirrels. I began being interested in flying squirrels because they're just really cute, and one of my mom's friends had one as a pet, which is really unusual. Normally they will live in large wooded areas, specifically with the trees far enough apart so that they can go from tree to tree. The northern flying squirrels prefer coniferous forests, which just means that they like to live in pines. And the southern flying squirrels live in hardwood forests, which just has maples, oaks, and hickories. Specifically, they live in holes in those kinds of trees. They live about 6 years in the wild, and in captivity they can live to 10, 15 years. And there's 50 species in the whole world. Only 2 of those species live in North America, and those are the northern and southern. The reproduction of flying squirrels would be that they are there's one litter from the northern flying squirrels, and the southern flying squirrels can have 2 litters, and normally when they have 2 litters, it's in the spring and the summer. The gestation period of a flying squirrel is about 40 days, which just means how long the female is pregnant. And the average litter is 2 to 4, although as small as 1 and as big as 7 have been reported. After the flying squirrels are born, they're called kits or pups, and they're born without fur. Their eyes and ears are closed, and their toes are not separated. They're together. 2 to 4 days after they're born, their ears will open. 6 days after they're born, their toes start to separate. A week afterwards, their hair will start to grow, and 24 to 30 days after they're born is when their eyes will start to open. Males and females look really similar, and the character traits of them would be, 1, their tail, which is very flat, although it still has fur, and is used to steer them while they're gliding, and also to slow them down so that they can land better. Their eyes are huge. Their eyes are really big because they're nocturnal, so it helps them to see better. Also, that's what their whiskers are used for, is to help them move in the dark better. And the color of flying squirrels would be on the bottom of them, they're like a whitish color, and the back is cinnamon brown. They also have it's called a furry membrane called the patagia, which is from their front to their back paws, which is the thing that they use as a parachute to fly. The size of flying squirrels, the northern flying squirrels are normally about 6 inches, and the southern flying squirrels, I couldn't find a direct measurement, but we know that they are smaller than the northern. And the biggest one that was found was in South Asia, and it was 4 feet long. The weight of them would be 4 to 6.5 ounces for northern, and 1.3 to 2.2 ounces for southern. And just as a perspective, there are 16 ounces in a single pound. They are omnivores, which means that they can eat meat, and they also eat plants. Their favorite things to eat would be fruit, mushrooms, snails, slugs, bark, and tree sap. They also eat seeds and flowers and berries. And personally, this is really gross to me. They eat young mice and insects. They eat bird eggs. Sometimes they even eat the baby birds themselves. And especially during the winter when it's hard to find food, they'll eat dead or rotting animals. Their favorite, of course, everyone knows, is nuts, which includes acorns, hickory nuts, and pecans. They can store 15,000 nuts in a single season. The big question is if they glide or fly, and the real thing is that they do fly. They do not fly. They glide, because if you watch them fly, I had a video to show you, but they don't actually move. They just use the air to glide them down slowly, which is why it's from their front to their back, to help them spread out, to slow down. They can turn 180 degrees using their tail, and depending on how high they jump from their species and the wind, they can glide 80 to 100 feet. Although the furthest that has been recorded that they can glide is 300 feet, which is roughly the length of a football field. The things that eat them would be owls and many types of birds, raccoons, snakes, domestic dogs and cats, along with wild dogs such as coyotes and foxes. They're very social animals. They like to live together. They live together normally about groups of 8. They can be teenagers and adults living together. eat together, and they're active all year long. They live together, especially during bad weather. Some funny facts would be that the only distinction between northern and flying squirrels is their DNA in particular. And they aren't known to interbreed as far as we know, and this is the one that I think is funny. Flying squirrels, when they eat nuts, they make one single hole in the nut, and then they'll like pull it out. I don't know how to do that, like with their tongue maybe. And then like regular squirrels, they'll crack it into many pieces and then just search for the meat throughout. I knew this was going to be a very interesting topic from the very beginning, but I learned a lot about them. My favorite part was just learning more about God's